into the second round after knocking off top seed Alabama against the 4 seed Colorado Buffaloes, who got by a pretty good Dayton team in round 1. But Norfolk State in overtime stunning Alabama to get to this second round matchup. Along with Caron Butler, Roxy Bernstein with you, and for Colorado, Caron, one of the most valuable players to his team in college basketball, is McKinley Wright, their point guard.
Yeah, you talk about McKinley Wright, Roxy, he always delivers, particularly in that win versus Dayton. You know, just scoring the basketball, facilitate, 19 points, 6 for 14 for field goal, 5 for 5 from the free throw line, and that's delivering. Every time you step up in those moments, you're drawing fouls, you're anticipating the contact, stepping up to the strike, knocking the free throws down, and ultimately facilitating, finding his teammates, making them a better version of themselves.
He had 19 points in their first round win against Dayton, along with 5 assists. Also a big game for Deshaun Schwartz, who had 5 threes, as Colorado playing their best basketball of the year. They've won 11 of their last 14 games. They got off to a poor start in league, but have played well ever since that 2-6 start to the Pac-12. Norfolk State, MEAC champs. They were 14-2 in league, but lost in the MEAC tournament. Got the automatic bid into the NIT by virtue of being the regular season champs of their league. So they are here in the postseason. 22-13 for Norfolk State, winning in overtime at Alabama in round 1. Here's the starting 5 for the Spartans of Norfolk State. Mastati, Pitt in the backcourt, Nick Thomas, Alex Long, Stephen Whitley, and Jordan Butler, the 5 for Norfolk State.
And State do it by committee. Multiple guys making all-conference teams. Collectively, they just step up, and they do it by committee, knocking down perimeter shots. They're not reluctant to shy away from those things. And was they really loose out there and warm up, Roxy?
They were very loose pregame. Tyler Bay clears the miss of Mastati Pitt as the 5 for Tad Boyle and Colorado. Shane Gatling a little bit dinged up, but he is playing tonight for the Buffs. As Deshaun Schwartz on the drive and the rebound, Jordan Butler for Norfolk State. Crashing the lane, flipping up a wild shot, Stephen Whitley. And Colorado controls. Out of the double team, Evan Batty over to Tyler Bay for the game's first points.
That was just a strong move right there by Bay.
We welcome those of you just joining us to the CU Event Center in Boulder, Colorado, along with Caron Butler. Roxy Bernstein with you. Second round coverage of the NIT. And Colorado, the early 2-0 lead on a bucket from Tyler Bay. A couple of 22-win teams going at it here tonight. As Norfolk State, the regular season MEAC champs, as Tyler Bay gets behind the defense for the Flush.
You're used to hearing that name a ton. I really do feel like he's a star in the making. Just over the last 11 games, averaging 16 and 11. So efficient. Just a young, talented player. Extremely athletic.
Double-double in 7 of his last 9 games. Norfolk State losing in the conference championship game, but winning in round 1 at Alabama in overtime in the first round of the NIT as Alex Long inside for the Spartans. Colorado attacks back the other way. Deshaun Schwartz +1.
That's a really strong basketball move right there. Look at that angle, getting it, dipping your shoulder, off into Long, protecting the basketball, finishing with the left hand. Excellent job.
Sophomore from Colorado Springs. Schwartz is 78% foul shooter, second team all Pac-12 academic.
We talk about doing it by committee. Look at this young nucleus that Colorado has. You know, freshmen and sophomores leading the charge. They're going to be good. They're going to be really good next season.
And that's why they can use this tournament, as Tad Boyle telling us earlier, as a springboard into next year by getting a taste of postseason experience. Okay, it's not the NCAA tournament, but Caron, they're still in a one-and-done scenario playing for a championship. As the putback missed inside by Jordan Butler, Colorado clears.
If you have an opponent in front of you, these games count. These games matter. And if you have an opportunity to go out there and get a quality win, go get it.
Robert Jones in his 6th season as the head coach at Norfolk State, 12th overall. He was an assistant coach when Norfolk State picked up their one and only postseason win prior to their win against Alabama in round 1. That was in the NCAA tournament in 2012 as a 15 seed. They knocked off the 2 seed Missouri Tigers in Omaha. And an interesting side note to that game as shot clock winding down. On the baseline, Jordan Butler for Norfolk State. But Colorado assistant Kim English was on that Missouri team, and that was his final college game, a loss to Norfolk State as a 2 seed in the first round of the NCAA tournament.
Wow. Bet that left a bad taste in his mouth.
He probably volunteered for the scouting report on this one. Evan Batty from the outside. And the rebound controlled by Norfolk State. Here comes Nick Thomas. Long 3 from Thomas. And the rebound by Evan Batty. Again, we're playing with extended 3-point lines that are over 22 feet as McKinley Wright is second turnover. Alex Long pushes. The floater.
Both teams really loose with the basketball on both ends of the floor.
Pull-up 3 off from Shane Gatling. Tyler Bay fouled on an offensive rebound putback. He'll go to the line. 7-4 Colorado, early stages, round 2 of the NIT in Boulder.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of the NIT is brought to you by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Only pay for what you need. And Cub Cadet. Step up to the ultimate all-around mowing experience.
Take your roof as an example. Probably has a few good years left, but at some point you're going to want to invest in a younger, more handsome roof.
Watch the game, Cole. You're talking way too much, man.
7-4 Colorado, the early lead in round 2 of this NIT matchup with Norfolk State in Boulder, along with former NBA champion, UConn All-American Karan Butler, Roxy Bernstein with you. And the NIT, okay, it's not the NCAA tournament, but it's still postseason play. And for a team like Colorado, they can use this as a springboard into next year.
That's exactly what they're doing. And this opportunity to play against some live bodies, some competition. And whenever you play against some live bodies in competition, you want to get a quality win. And that's what, building camaraderie, getting that momentum in your favor is all about. And you see Colorado really trying to take advantage of that.
Tyler Bay at the line. And Bay already with 5 points for the sophomore. And for Norfolk State, it's a little bit different. This is more of a veteran team, and they had to get over the heartbreak and the frustration, Karan, of winning the regular season championship in the MEAC, but then losing in the conference tournament and having their NCAA tournament hopes taken away because they come from a one-bid league. So then they have to get the batteries recharged to focus on playing again. And it took them a little while, Robert Jones said, but they finally found their stride and came back from 10 down to win at Alabama last Wednesday night.
We're having real talk on the worldwide leader. What don't break you will make you. And you have to learn how to deal with adversity on the fly. And that definitely had to be upsetting for this ball club, this veteran ball club. But at the same time, you have to respond and continue to compete.
Lucas Seward in the game for Colorado. So is the freshman Dalen Kuntz. Tyler Bay off to a tremendous start. He has 8.
Hey, listen, we talked about him, prior to this game beginning, and we talked about him being somewhat of a star in the making. And he's a guy that gets it done on both ends of the floor, rebounding as well. And he's super engaged in this game.
Alex Long on the drive, and off the window from Alex Long, the senior. He has 6 to lead Norfolk State.
The degree of difficulty on that shot right there was extremely tough. Going right with the one-hand floater off the glass.
And a takeaway, Stephen Whitley for Norfolk State as McKinley Wright, his 3rd turnover, uncharacteristic. Stumbling into the lane, Armani Branch, and a whistle. And there's a foul against Colorado. Actually, it's just out of bounds to the Spartans.
I like the fact that the officials are letting these guys play. Look, was not a foul. Wright put his hands, both hands in the air. Excellent no call.
There's Armani Branch in the lane. And the stroke from the senior, the transfer from VMI. And Norfolk State within one.
That's a tough basket right there. Carving out a little space, pivoting back to your left hand.
And a foul against Norfolk State. And they get it on Derek Jamerson Jr., the senior from Detroit. Is Tad Boyle now in his 9th year in Colorado. And for the Buffaloes, in their program history, they have had 10 20-win seasons. Tad Boyle's had 6 of those 10 in his 9 seasons here in Boulder.
It's impressive. You know, trending in the right direction. And now, as we talked about, Roxy, the bulk of your returning class, you know, freshmen and sophomores, getting this wealth of experience in the NIT right now.
Dalen Kuntz the miss and the rebound controlled by Jordan Butler.
I'll be shocked if they're not on the big stage next year.
Alexander Strauding in the game for Colorado. Step back 3. Stephen Whitley off the mark, and the rebound McKinley Wright. Colorado's had a banged up season, dealt with a myriad of injuries this year. And it started even before the year began. Dallas Walton, who was supposed to be their starting center, tore his ACL. Naaman Wright, who is going to be a key senior in reserve in terms of providing scoring punch for Colorado off the bench, out for the year with a foot injury. As McKinley Wright from deep for the Buffs.
We always talk about making the right decisions and the right plays, and that was a timely three-point bucket by Wright right there.
Staleon Brown, key reserve, out because of academics. And McKinley Wright is playing hurt. He's going to need shoulder surgery after the season on his left shoulder. He's playing with a partially torn labrum.
Those things not easy to play with. Trust me, I've been through that process, had that procedure done. It's a tough issue.
Deshaun Schwartz with the bucket. Colorado has opened up their largest lead, and Norfolk State calls time. 6-point lead for Colorado.
And as you see, you're going to see a zone. Wright makes himself available, size it up, cash.
Second round of the NIT, 6-point lead for Colorado. As the Buffs playing on their home floor tonight against Norfolk State, who surprised Alabama in the first round in overtime. And the experimental rules which we're playing the NIT under this year, in a deeper three-point line. You look at it, it's over 22 feet, which is the FIBA international rule. The lane is 4 feet wider. They're playing with the NBA key. The shot clock on offensive rebounds resets to 20 instead of the full 30. And the team fouls will reset midway through each half. And there's no 1-and-1. Every shot is a 2-shot foul. So these are experimental rules for the NIT. And there are the lines. The white lines are what we're playing with tonight. And a team like Norfolk State, Karan, is a good three-point shooting team. This could mess with them tonight because the line's a little bit deeper.
For certain it will, but you know they're still going to shoot those shots and those opportunities. I think they're not going to shy behind the arc, but that's something that will affect their offense and their chemistry somewhat. But the thing that gets me is the shot clock. You know, jumping from not going back to the regular 30, but going to 20. That's something different. I think that can be a little confusing and mind-boggling on the fly.
Alex Long now with 8 for the Spartans. As 10 of Norfolk State's 12 points have come in the paint. Alexander Strauding across the lane. And some unexpected offense late in the season for Strauding, the sophomore from the Netherlands.
Strong move. Carving out some space. Having a strong base down there. Just being extremely efficient with what he wanted to do with the basketball.
On the drive, Stephen Whitley with contact and one. The junior from Norfolk and the transfer from Robert Morris. Stephen Whitley with the bucket.
Strong move. You see the crossover right there, the bump. And the reason why he's able to absorb that contact like that, Whitley, is because he has a strong frame. He's able to absorb that contact. Didn't look like it was much contact, but to the average frame, you would have seen a little flailing and a little flopping. Strong kid.
And Whitley, the 58% foul shooter, gets the and one and cuts the Colorado lead in half. Foul was on Eli Parquet, returning from injury tonight for Colorado. He's missed the last 7 games with a knee injury. Lucas Seward from deep, and a good sign for Tad Boyle. He's really been struggling down the stretch of the season.
He did not waste any time. He saw a defender, short closeout, catch and shoot.
Junior from Brazil, Derek Jamerson Jr. with the long two for Norfolk State. He can really fill it up. Second team All-MEAC, Jamerson. Brick from Dalen Kuntz, and a foul going for the rebound. Will stay at this end, says D.G. Nelson, and a foul on Jordan Butler of Norfolk State. That's his second.
A ton of quick shots by both teams.
And the fourth team foul, and they may be going to the monitor here as the officials Bill Vinovich, Nate Harris, D.G. Nelson have sent their teams to their respective benches here, and it appears they may be going to the monitor wondering if it's a possible hook and hold scenario which could result in a flagrant one against Norfolk State. The ruling is a common foul. And they got it on Jordan Butler. It's his second, and here's what they're reviewing.
That definitely was a hold.
But was there enough for a hook and hold and a flagrant one against Butler? It's his second personal, and Norfolk State a little bit shorthanded, playing without C.J. Kelly tonight. The all-rookie team member in the MEAC, the redshirt freshman, injured his leg this morning at shoot-around and not available tonight for Robert Jones in Norfolk State.
How frustrating is that? You know, losing one of your key guys, one of your glue guys, in a shoot-around. That has to be tough.
So the officials discussing things and going to the monitor. That's Nate Harris on the left, D.G. Nelson on the right, and Bill Vinovich hanging back. Ruling on the floor was a common foul on Jordan Butler. And we'll see if it warrants an upgrade to a flagrant one for a hook and hold here. And again, the fouls will reset in 43 seconds. The team fouls will. And the officials are trying to get to a consensus here. So Norfolk State has been here in Boulder since Saturday after winning last Wednesday night. In Tuscaloosa, they went home, flew here Saturday, trying to get adjusted to the altitude. The altitude back in Norfolk, Virginia, 7 feet above sea level. Here you're 5,328. So it's just a common foul. Nate Harris comes over and explains to us. No flagrant one, common foul, and the second personal on Jordan Butler, and it's a Colorado ball.
That was the right call. I didn't realize why it took so long to come up with that resolve, but definitely was the right call.
So the Buffs have it.
See State back in that zone again.
Evan Batty inside. Batty to the bucket. Gets the roll. First points for the redshirt freshman.
Oh, move by Batty.
Deep three. Short from Jamerson. But Norfolk State gets it back. Keontae Chavis in the game, the sophomore from Chesapeake, Virginia. The fouls will reset here in a couple of seconds. And now the team fouls are back to 0. Alex Long just does beat the shot clock, and the rebound controlled by the Buffs.
Tough when you get thrown that grenade and you got to hurry up and get off of it. Long was in a tough situation. He had 2 seconds on the shot clock. Had to hurry up and hoist one.
End the shot clock and to throw it to you. You got no chance to make it. Lucas Seward cuts to the bucket. Colorado's largest lead. Norfolk State in the postseason for the 7th time in 8 years. And just their 7th time overall as a Division I program. They became a full-fledged D1 team back in 1997. Colorado 10 of 15 from the floor. Seward, the miss, and Nick Thomas clears for Norfolk State.
Even though he missed that shot, Seward looked extremely comfortable on that perimeter. And he's going to have to keep shooting that shot on the perimeter because they're in the zone, and some guys got to make shots to take them out of that.
Stays with the Spartans on the baseline. This year, Norfolk State winning their 2nd regular season championship in the MEAC. But they've won the MEAC tournament only once. That was in 2012 when they won an NCAA tournament game. The postseason now 7 of the last 8 years. This year, Norfolk State setting a program record for the most made threes in a season.
What I like about State is everybody's getting an opportunity.
Evan Batty the rebound.
Yeah, 10-11 deep.
Corner 3. An air ball from Deshaun Schwartz. Step back 3. Stotty Pitts comes up empty. Colorado, 1 shot and out for Norfolk State, as the Spartans are 0 of 5 from 3. Here's Batty. Backing down on Chris Ford. Shane Gatling, corner 3. First points for Gatling. Colorado scored 7 straight, up 11, and a timeout for the Spartans.
That was amazing because Batty is posting up a zone right here. He's going to kick it out. Necessary. We got action.
Try whatever it takes.
Avengers Endgame.
This film is not yet rated.
Colorado in a 7-0 run. The Buffs have opened up an 11-point lead on Norfolk State. Just over 8 minutes to go first half. Second round of the NIT coming up next. On ESPN2, we'll have a women's second round NCAA tournament matchup live from Maples Pavilion. It'll be Stanford, the 2 seed, hosting the 7 seed, BYU. This game also available on the ESPN app, so you can watch it from anywhere. It's Tara Vanderveer and the Stanford Cardinal, hoping to get to another Sweet 16. NCAA women's tournament coming up next. Norfolk State in desperate need of a bucket here, down 11.
You got to give Colorado a ton of credit, even in a zone that they see State in. 7 assists on 11 made field goals. They're still moving the basketball, taking advantage of what they're seeing out of that zone. A lot of holes.
Stephen Whitley, challenge 3 from the corner. Foul on the putback will send Chris Ford to the line for Norfolk State. Fouls on Evan Batty, his first.
And this is the type of effort and urgency you're going to need from State if you're going to have a realistic shot at winning this ball game. Second chance opportunities, and also not so much settling on the perimeter. They're trying to get some inside out, not just outside everything.
2 shots for Chris Ford, just a 50% foul shooter. The freshman to the line for Norfolk State. He's made 4 starts this year. And the key pieces for the future of this Norfolk State program for Robert Jones. And Robert Jones using some motivation and using our ESPN stats as motivation here in the postseason. So when the ESPN predictor and gave Norfolk State only a 5.2% chance of coming away from Tuscaloosa with a win. And Robert Jones used that to fuel his team. And in his pregame speech, he mentioned that. And we can prove the critics wrong by going out there and shocking the world, as ESPN only gave us a 5% chance of winning the game. Well, their winning percentage for this game tonight, the projection was 6.4%. So it went up a little bit, but he's still using that as momentum for Norfolk State coming in here to Boulder, at least as a rallying cry for his team.
Feeding them motivation. I love it. Hey,
Nick
look.
Thomas missing.
Roxy, if you got a 6% chance at winning a ball game, that has to rub you some type of way. As you see Bay with the shot right there. He was having a remarkable postseason.
9-0 run for Colorado as Bay has 10. Norfolk State has missed their last 9 shots and now a charge. Offensive foul called on Mustadi Pitt.
Love the effort. I didn't think he made it there, but as you get another look at it, could have went either way. I love the way that they rewarded the effort.
So a 9-0 run for Colorado. Colorado trying to take control. Keep in mind, Norfolk State was down 10 against Alabama in Tuscaloosa last week. And a push called and a foul on Stephen Whitley, his second.
Personal foul called on number 34, Stephen Whitley. Second personal foul, second team foul.
State is struggling to score the basketball, one, and then on the opposing end, defensively, the zone isn't slowing Colorado down, none whatsoever. They're still able to get the shots that they want. As you see them try to trap real quick right there. Excellent stop. But they jumped the ball and then they left the wing open for just straight beeline drive straight down the paint. And it opened up so many options for Colorado.
Alex Long with the block. He's 4th in Norfolk State history in block shots. And a steal, slapping it away, is Derek Jamerson. Jamerson, too strong on the 3. And the rebound, Colorado. Dalen Kuntz fumbles it away. Diving for it, Nick Thomas, tied up by Dalen Kuntz, and the arrow goes to Colorado.
Colorado possession. Back into the Buffaloes, number 25.
Norfolk State now 0 for 8 from 3.
I like the fact that they compete. Like, this game matters. It really does. And, you know, neither team want to see their season end. So they're competing on both ends of the floor. Even with State, shots not falling for you, you're still trying to, you know, outwork them on the other end of the floor.
Shane Gatling, 5 to shoot. The left!
Prior to the game, I saw Gatling going over that play over and over and over again. And it's a reason why that worked out to a T. He was coming off the pick and roll with Bay, dropping the ball back. This time, threw it up for a lob, executed perfectly.
12 for Bay, the first team all Pac-12 performer. Off balance, crashing to the deck, shot clock violation as Nick Thomas trying to beat the shot clock. With the alley-oop to Tyler Bay.
Yeah, look at the elevation. Come on, man. Young legs, young legs. His activity is just so hard to match. Excellent motor. Bay has. He's able to knock down the perimeter shot. He's stretching you out. And then he's placing himself behind the defender in the zone. So in the back line of that zone, he's behind. So you're searching for him. And then when he flash up, you don't really know where he's at. And he's getting excellent position.
Lucas Seward, the kick out. 11-0 run for Colorado. McKinley Wright rattles out the rebound. Nick Thomas. Norfolk State has missed their last 10 shots from the floor. Trying the alley-oop. Broken up. Nothing going the Spartans' way. Shane Gatling flanks that one, and Nick Thomas the rebound. '11th NIT appearance for the Buffs, who won this tournament all the way back in 1940. They're unbeaten in their last 5 postseason home games, and a foul will get Norfolk State to the line.
That's what you want to see more of right there from State. You see the quick shots, the one-pass perimeter opportunities. And the reason why you're getting those opportunities because you're not being extremely efficient from the perimeter. So I welcome that also. If I'm a defender, I'm going to continue to give you those opportunities. But seeing that, going downhill, trying to impose your will on the game, getting that contact.
Joe Bryant Jr. missing the first of 2. 69% foul shooter from the freshman from Norfolk. Foul was on Lucas Seward. Joe Bryant, his mom Helen played at Penn State. So basketball runs in the family.
Got to be able to knock down those foul shots there. So important.
And this is normally a good foul shooting team. Norfolk State 72% on the year. Bryant goes 1 for 2. Norfolk State needs to get some stops. They're going to get back into it. 6.5-minute drought for the Spartans.
Got to go on a couple runs to State.
Got to stop. Lucas Seward the miss. Deontay Chavis the rebound.
Got to have multiple passes in the half court. Get their defense moving around. Colorado.
Offensive foul, a push-off on Alex Long. His second. Colorado up 14. Norfolk State in trouble late in the first half.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of the NIT is brought to you by Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
You have to think ahead. Take your car, for example. Isn't as fast as it used to be. Can't handle that traffic downtown. I mean, eventually you'll have to get a new one.
Watch the game, Cole. You're talking way too much, man.
Yeah, Kevin, you keep winning, you get to go to Madison Square Garden. And Colorado, who won here at home over Dayton in the first round, and now up on the MEAC regular season champs Norfolk State with 3:32 left in the half.
I was just looking at State shooting percentage. 0 for 8 from 3. 8 for 27 from the field. That's tough.
And they were making their threes in the first round. They hit 11 threes at Alabama. McKinley Wright from distance. Second three for McKinley Wright.
And the rotation is extremely slow in that zone.
I think the altitude is a factor in some fatigue for Norfolk State.
They've been here for some days, though.
Yeah, but does it really, when you're here for 2 days, can you acclimate enough? I mean, when you used to go play in the NBA, when you were going to Denver, you were going to Salt Lake City. Did you feel it?
First
the difference?
First quarter, I was breathing different.
Rashawn Schwartz, the deep two.
But after that, it's the adjustment. And you have to stay hydrated. You have to continue to go over to the sideline, get you some water during the timeouts, but you adjust. And them being here for 48 hours now, Williams coming in off the back-to-backs in situations like that. So they're young, being here for some time. I just think collectively.
First three is from Armani Branch for Norfolk State.
They got to do that. They got to make shots. They got to put a little more arc under it. They got to get their legs under it. They don't look tired, but the zone is not officially working for them because they're giving up so much still.
Did you switch up and get out of it?
I mean, if it's not working, and if you continue to do the same thing and expecting different results, that's a sign of insanity.
Tyler Bay, the offensive rebound, backs it out, and the shot clock resets to 20. Evan Batty from the key.
That's what I'm saying. Like if I'm in the zone, I don't want you to what? I'm protecting the paint. I'm going to force you to shoot perimeter shots.
You have a hard time rebounding out of a zone.
Yeah, you have a hard time rebounding, second chance opportunities, all those things. But if someone's shooting close to 60% and I'm in the zone, I'm going to take my chances man to man. That's a battle of wills right there.
Derek Jamerson the miss.
And you tell your guy, look, win your matchup.
Tyler Bay foul to the rim by Chris Ford. McKinley Wright knew where to look in transition.
I'll tell you like this. We would have had to call a TV timeout if he would have made that. If he would have made that right there, we would have had to say, hey guys, we're going to commercial. It's just one of those things. You got to let a great play like that, let it breathe.
Let it marinate.
Yeah, let that breathe for a minute.
2 shots for Bay. Tyler Bay now 2 for 3 from the line. Sophomore from Las Vegas. 106 left in the first half. The winner of this game will play Texas in Austin on Wednesday night for the right to go to Madison Square Garden. The quarterfinals. Irwin center is Bay. 1 for 2. 13 now for Tyler Bay, as Colorado has matched their largest lead. And almost a turnover from Norfolk State. Let's look a little out of sorts on the offensive end. B.J. Fitzgerald fires a long 3 as the freshman getting some late run here in the first half. Norfolk State only 1 for 12 now from 3.
I love the fact that Coach Jones is over there, though, being extremely positive with his guys. Even though they're not making shots offensively, he's still encouraging them to stay aggressive, play the game, play it the right way. That's always encouraging.
Nick Thomas attacks in transition. And the follow tip from B.J. Fitzgerald.
We'll consider that a fast break point, and I think that's their first of the game.
Now Colorado can play for the last shot of the half. McKinley Wright to Batty. Just beat the horn. Evan Batty with the bucket at halftime.
I think that's a foul, too.
They're discussing it. They will go to the monitor to make sure that Batty beat the horn and the clock, which he appeared to do. And then there's a question, you're right, Karan, which you posed. Was there a foul?
Contact.
And it was before the light went on. So the big man, Evan Batty there, just does get it off. And there was contact. It's just a question of, will they call a foul plus the bucket? (42-23) Colorado, and it's under review here. As we close out the first half of the Buffs, 12-0 all-time against teams from the MEAC. And this is just the second all-time meeting between Colorado and Norfolk State. The first was back in November of 1997, Norfolk State's first season as a Division I member.
He definitely got it off in the contact. And you see the official underneath the backboard raising his hand as soon as the contact hit.
So is there a foul on top of the basket from Evan Batty? Evan Batty standing by himself at the foul line, just smiling from ear to ear. Do I shoot? Do I not shoot? What do I do? One more look.
That's the foul right there.
So there is a foul.
Look at the official under the basket. Raise his hand. It's a foul.
And the foul's on Armani Branch, his first. So 1/10 of a second left. Count the bucket for Batty. The foul is on Armani Branch's first. And Batty's shooting a free throw. And it's a 20-point lead for Colorado. Their largest of the ball game as we go to halftime. It's Colorado, the final 11 minutes of the half. Outscored Norfolk State 25-8. Dominating the first 20 minutes in this second round NIT matchup in Boulder. Tyler Bay with 13 to lead the Buffs. Coming up, the studio. Colorado 43-23. Second round of the NIT from Boulder. Second round action. Philip Lindsay taking it in, a former Colorado great. Now with the Denver Broncos. Former standout Colorado running back as the Buffs up big on Norfolk State. 43-23, and Tyler Bay set the tone, Karan, early for Colorado.
Yeah, he was active and all over the place. As you've seen, that strong finish with two hands, flashing to the top of the key, making himself available. Look at that. Go-go gadget hops, finishing strong for the two-hand dunk.
And Alex Long for Norfolk State just trying to do something to get the Spartans going.
Trying to give him some type of offense, as you've seen, the degree of difficulty of his shots. See the defense swarming all over him, but he's able to get a couple buckets to go.
But the size inside from Colorado, Evan Batty, who had an active first half. He had 7 points to go along with Bay's 13. But the combination for Colorado, they're just getting it done at both ends of the floor.
You're talking about Batty doing a combination of all things. On the offensive end of the floor, look at that. The foul and one, giving them that momentum to go into halftime. And also on the defensive end of the floor, taking charges, getting on the floor, getting dirty. Those things right there build momentum for the ball club, and that's why they're up 20 points.
Norfolk State struggled late in the first half. The largest lead of the game for Colorado was the Spartans missed 14 of their last 16 shots to close out the first half, as they were just 1 for 12 from 3. Attacking and the block from Deshaun Schwartz out of bounds, and Stephen Whitley took the ball with him.
That's extremely deflating. You come out of halftime, and that's a drawed-up play. And an excellent defense by Colorado. Get a block shot. The ball goes off of you. Extremely deflating.
And the Spartans on the season, a terrific three-point shooting team. And they were great with 11 threes in round one against Alabama. It hasn't been there tonight for Robert Jones in Norfolk State.
But if that's the case, and you're really good at something, continue to play to your strengths and let the chips fall where they may.
Jordan Butler broke up the alley-oop. Here is a three on the way, and it rattles in from Mastadi Pitt, his first points tonight for the sophomore.
Called it, Roxy. You spoke it into existence.
They need to hit threes.
Yeah, continue to shoot the ball. If that's what your strength is, play to your strength.
Tyler Bay finishes with the left hand.
Spartans got numbers right now. They made himself back available on the defensive end of the floor.
Nick Thomas hits a three, so in the first minute and 20 seconds of the second half, Norfolk State hits more threes than they did the entire 20 minutes of the first half.
Yeah, that's just a battle of wills right there. You know, going into halftime, not playing your best basketball. Pretty sure Coach Jones set them down, talked to them, got them back, readjusted, dialed in. Now they're competing. Look at that. This sizing it up, not second guessing yourself, taking advantage of that opportunity. Excellent job by Thomas.
St. Gatling bumped on his way to the bucket. And the foul is on Mastadi Pitt. of Norfolk State, his second.
Personal foul call.
For the Spartans, they trailed by double figures in round one, and a chance to win it at the end of regulation against Alabama. They missed a layup, then a putback that fell off. But in overtime, Derek Jamerson had two big three-pointers to help Norfolk State pull off the upset in Tuscaloosa. Open is Shane Gatling. And here come the Spartans and Stephen Whitley. Nick Thomas missing a transition three. Mustadi Pitt runs it down. Norfolk State the reset. Travel on Mustadi Pitt.
Right call. Excellent job by the officials. But it can't be one pass opportunities, even though you probably feel like you were somewhat hot because you made two in the first half already. 2 3-pointers. But you got to still continue to move the basketball around. And the game is going to be won on this end of the floor. You see they out of that zone now. They're playing 5 man-to-man right now.
Robert Jones trying something different as the zone didn't work. Evan Batty, the long two. And the rebound cleared by Stephen Whitley. Whitley in transition. And Evan Batty gets back and blocks the shot of Alex Long.
Great penetration, but look at Batty. He was one of our featured guys in the first half of this game because he did just about everything on both ends of the floor, and it continues here in the second half.
Regular season champs for the MEAC. Norfolk State against Colorado, who went 10-8 in the Pac-12. Going underneath, the reverse, and a foul will send Jordan Butler to the line. And it's on Shane Gatling his first. As Colorado, one of the last teams standing for the Pac-12 in postseason play. And of course, Oregon, you were there last night to see it. Unfortunately, your son, J.C. Butler and UC Irvine, fell short against Oregon, who's moving on to the Sweet 16. The Ducks will play against Virginia now in the Sweet 16.
Yeah, the better team won. Really was. King and those guys, it was all ready for the moment. They maximize pretty much everything when you talk about camaraderie, being on the same page on the offensive end and defensive end, controlling runs. Pritchard, all those guys stepped up in a major way.
Still a great season, though, for your son's team, UC Irvine, Russell Turner, the Big West champs. They won 30 games, and they won a game. They knocked off Kansas State in the first round of the NCAA tournament.
It was remarkable, man. Good momentum for them going into next season. Some for them to build on and be extremely happy about.
Mustadi Pitt missing a transition three. A run out for McKinley Wright. Pass broken up. Wright gets it back. McKinley Wright missing the three, and the rebound, Jordan Butler for the Spartans.
It's not a coincidence that they're able to defend better because they're in the man-to-man to start the second half. Now you're not assuming anything.
The roll for Stephen Whitley, it was 20. It's now a 13-point game.
I felt like in that zone, they probably didn't practice it as much because every decision that they was making on the defensive end of the floor, it looked like it was just a half second too short or too slow.
Were they passive?
Yeah, they was extremely passive in the zone, but when you're man-to-man, you're on that island, the guy is right in front of you, and you don't do what you're supposed to do. We're on national television. I'm definitely going to let the world know that it was your mistake.
Alex Long has it knocked away. McKinley Wright for Tyler Bay. And a foul before the shot against Norfolk State. 13-point lead for Colorado, but a 9-2 run for Norfolk State.
They imposed their will on the game, particularly in the second half. We got a ball.
Clutch, no! Clutch, not as done! I'll have to deal with
this! Colorado up 13, second round of the NIT in Boulder tonight. as the 4 seed leading the 8 seed here, the right to play Texas in the quarterfinals of the NIT, along with Karan Butler. Roxy Bernstein with you. Norfolk State, Karan, they're trying to make a push to get back into this game.
I mean, you have to do all the little things, which is big things. Sometimes things that don't even show up in the stat sheet in order to get back into this ball game, and that's exactly what's happening. They're trying to impose their will on the game, on the offensive end of the floor, but most importantly, the defensive end of the floor. Got out of that zone, took the challenge, and just trying to accept it, and they're doing a remarkable job so far.
There's our bracket, as Texas last night beat Xavier in overtime. So the Longhorns will host the quarterfinal matchup against the winner of our game on Wednesday night, as a foul called on, no, a travel called against Colorado and a turnover against Dalen Kuntz.
Look at this. See, now you're starting to get a favorable whistle. You're starting to get turnovers. Starting to get the crowd out of the game, and the momentum is shifting in your favor a little bit. Now you have to capitalize on it.
Colorado 1 of 5 from the floor, 3 turnovers in the second half as Mastati Pitt with the drive and bucket. It's down to 11.
Not only the players from State came out with a different urgency to themselves. Look at Coach Jones. Took off the jacket. He's involved, man. He's really coaching.
Third foul on Alex Long. Evan Batty to the line. But it was a 20-point game at the half after Batty's bucket right before the horn. Now it's an 11-point game, and Batty shooting 2. Coverage of the Division I Men's Basketball Championship Regional Semifinals begins Thursday on CBS and TBS at 7 p.m. For more information on game times and listings, go to ncaa.com. So the Sweet 16 is upon us after a fun opening weekend for the NCAA tournament. As Evan Batty rolls the second one in, it's both, and pushes the Buffs lead out to 13. Nick Thomas, and the rebound, Evan Batty for the Buffaloes.
So when you're trying to climb back into the ball game, even though that probably was a good shot, you probably want to get a little more ball movement, a little side to side, trying to take advantage of smaller Thompson in the post right there.
Here's Batty. Draws a foul, will get back to the free throw line. Third on Jordan Butler.
That was a strong move.
Strong kid at 6'8", 265.
And Batty could have easily settled for that elbow jumper, which is a high percentage shot, but he made sure that he got a little contact, earned himself a trip to the foul line, because you had to stop the run. You had to stop the momentum of State.
And Batty, a remarkable story which has been well chronicled, and we've talked about it before, Karan, about he suffered a stroke in December of 2017. And here he is playing at a high level in college basketball. And Batty is 8 of Colorado's last 12.
That's amazing. And look at this.
Norfolk State ball, but Batty blocks the shot.
To have that situation and to see his effort and energy, and look at this. He seeked that out and almost had a chance to keep it in play, and the crowd loves it.
Amazing, considering just over a year ago he suffered a stroke. Nick Thomas from deep, and Nick Thomas a 3. Second 3 for the junior from Arlington, Texas. Second team all MEAC for Nick Thomas, and he brings Norfolk back within 11.
Looks like a total. Look at the defense once again, man to man. Front the post, creating a turnover. Looks like a totally different ball club out there this second half. We're talking about State.
He might have used that 6.4% speech at halftime. And you think the percentage may have gone down when they were down 20. Chance to get it to single digits. The tip, and it goes for Stephen Whitley.
They playing hard. They got a different bounce to their step. Accepting that challenge.
Norfolk State foul. Fourth on Jordan Butler. And that's a problem for Robert Jones and the Spartans. And that's also the bonus now. Again, the experimental rules in the NIT at 5 team fouls during the 10-minute segment. That puts the opposition into the bonus. So Batty will shoot 2. There are no 1-and-1s. All 2-shot fouls. So Butler with 4. Colorado in the bonus for the next 3:29.
That's where you have to give Colorado a ton of credit, because they're not coming down taking one-pass shots and things like that. They're trying to stay in a distance. So they're making basketball plays. If they go on a run, they're going to make sure they get something out of the possession, as you see Batty make the second free throw.
Evan Batty 6 for 7 from the line. Colorado's pushed it back out to 11. On the drive, Thomas inside. Underneath, Chris Ford throws it away. Belongs to Colorado.
Excellent rotation on the defensive end by Colorado on that possession.
Colorado finished the season strong, and coming into this game tonight, they've won 11 of their last 14 games. And a steal coming from the blind side. Stephen Whitley racing it up the floor behind the back. Derek Jamerson missing the 3. Outlet, Dalen Kuntz in transition. Kuntz tried to dunk it. And Norfolk State controls. Frantic end-to-end sequence, and then missing the dunk was Armani Branch. Second chance for the Spartans. It was a wild scene. The spin move, and Stephen Whitley left it short.
Flat.
Evan Batty. And the rebound controlled by the Spartans. And Robert Jones tells them to slow down. Let's get control of this thing.
Huge possession right here for State.
The teams have combined to miss their last 10 shots from the floor. Inside 12 minutes. Shot clock at 5. Pass deflected. Picked up. Chris Ford is fouled by Evan Batty. 11:45 remaining. 11-point lead for Colorado. The winner gets Texas on Wednesday.
At Northwestern Mutual, this is what our version of financial planning looks like. Tomorrow's important, but so's making the most of the house before they're out of the house. Spend your life living. Find an advisor at northwesternmutual.com.
Well, the MEAC regular season champs, Norfolk State, trying to make a game out of this. It was 20 at the half. They've cut it to 11 here with 11:45 remaining. And in the second half, Karan, this is how they've been getting back into it.
Roxy, you called it. Making shots on the perimeter, as you see Pitt. There's Thomas. Same shot, same opportunity in the first half, but now they're making it. They're looking at extra effort, as we would say. And they're strapping up. Pitt scoring the basketball right there again, and they're picking up full court, man-to-man matchups.
22 wins this year for the Spartans, but lost to North Carolina Central in the MEAC tournament. And for Robert Jones and Norfolk State, trying to push back and get into this game against Colorado, who seem to have this one in control at halftime. And an offensive foul, illegal screen. They get it on Chris Ford, his second. What also seems, Karan, here in the second half, they're moving better and getting out of the zone, maybe jump-started this team.
That's basically what happened. The guys are coming out with a different bounce. We talked about, prior to the game, they was moving freely in warm-up. Now I think that whatever they had going on, whatever it was, they shook it off, came out the second half, and now they're just playing the best version of basketball that they need to play and have a realistic shot at, creeping in and winning this ball game.
Kinley right over to Jalen Kuntz, just does beat the clock, and Robert Jones doesn't think so. Robert Jones wants the refs to take a look at the monitor. He thought the shot came too late. The ruling on the floor is a made three for Jalen Kuntz. And they will review it to see if Kuntz did get the shot off before the shot clock expired.
Yeah, he was right.
Yeah, I think Robert Jones has a beef here.
Yeah, that does not count.
So if the shot clock goes to 0, it still appears to be in the hand of Jalen Kuntz. .11:08 remaining. Robert Jones knows this one shouldn't count. Yep, no basket. So the officials after review, Bill Vinovich, Nate Harris, D.G. Nelson, said it came too late. Shot clock violation, no bucket for Jalen Kuntz. And it's already the 6th turnover by Colorado since halftime. And the Buffs have gone a while without a made field goal. Last made field goal came about 7 minutes ago.
Just think about it. If you're State, and now look at it, those 4 passes that we've seen already.
Tough leaner, and the follow slam, but wave it off. Alex Long touched it on the cylinder. Offensive goaltending.
Even though that was an offensive goaltend, I like the effort. And I like the fact that they came down and they got multiple passes in the half court. State is really dialed in on the offensive end, sharing the basketball, not just a one-pass chuck. That's winning basketball.
Deshaun Schwartz has it sent back, but a foul. And Schwartz will go to the line. Foul is on Derek Jamerson, his first. And Deshaun Schwartz, the sophomore, 78% foul shooter, 1 for 1 from the line tonight. He had a really good game in round 1 against Dayton. He had 5 threes, went for 19 points against the Flyers. And 1 more for Schwartz. It's a breather for Nick Thomas. .13-point game.
Huge possession right here.
And there's the shooting numbers. Colorado miserable from the floor here in the second half.
Even though State shooting 35%, it's much better than probably the 20% that they were shooting in the first half. So it seemed like they just caught fire.
Hey, dribble in the circle.
Fouls will reset coming up in 10 seconds. Team fouls. Patience by Tad Boyle's team. Tyler Bay attacks. Tyler Bay to the bucket. 17 for Bay. Estati Pitt steps into a 3. Answers for Norfolk State.
That was really good basketball movement. Taking advantage of Bay on this end, scoring the basketball, still down. You had numbers 5-on-4 in transition. Moved the ball, extra pass, shot fake, open jump.
First points of the night. No shot clock violation there.
None whatsoever.
And a 15-point lead for Colorado. And the winner will get Texas in the quarterfinals on Wednesday night in Austin. Shot clock at 5. Step back, tough three. Well defended by McKinley Wright was Muscati Pitt. And the rebound, Tyler Bay. Long outlet ahead, broken up by Armani Branch. Recovering Deshaun Schwartz. And the power by Schwartz. And one.
You see the pitch ahead. That's a lost art in basketball. Schwartz getting the ball, little contact, finishing. We're going to see it again. Schwartz being at the right place at the right time, finishing with the contact, a little flex at the end.
Missed the free throw and the rebound falls to Stephen Whitley. Lead was 20 at the half. Norfolk State had trimmed it down. It's now back to 17. A three, too strong from Stephen Whitley. It seems like Colorado has stabilized things.
They really have, because they're getting back. They're showing 5 guys.
Jalen Kuntz. Timeout, Norfolk State. Colorado's pushed it back to 20, matching their largest of the night. 10-3 run for the Buffs.
See Coops coming off the pick and roll. Oh, you gonna go under? I got action.
But she's only 7 once. Spend your life living. Find an advisor at northwesternmutual.com.
Well, Tad Boyle's Colorado Buffaloes, who were threatened by Norfolk State here in the second half, have pushed the lead out to 20 again. And after they struggled for a while from the floor, have stabilized things. And Colorado finishing the season strong. 8 of their last 10 regular season games. They won 2 in Las Vegas at the Pac-12 tournament. And their 7th consecutive postseason berth. And again, Tad Boyle, 22 wins this year. It's only the 10th 20-win season in the history of Colorado basketball. And in Tad Boyle's 9 years now, his teams have won 20 or more 6 of those 9 years.
That speaks volumes right there. And not only that, look how young they are right now with the freshmen and sophomores doing a lot of the damage and going forward.
His sophomore class with Bay, Wright, Schwartz.
Roxy, they should be in the big dance next year.
I'm with you.
And they're building off. They got some good momentum going for themselves right now.
Count it and one for Alex Long, his first points of the second half. Eli Parquet, the foul. Norfolk State, though, 7:44 to go.
At Northwestern Mutual, this is what our version of financial planning looks like. Tomorrow's important, but so's making the most of the house before they're out of the house. Spend your life living. Find an advisor at northwesternmutual.com.
Sports Center tonight after the NCAA women's second-round matchups with Steve Levy and John Anderson. Rebecca Lobo joins the show to break down the tournament's best so far, plus Russell Westbrook's quest for an incredible 3rd straight triple-double season, and Mel Kiper Jr.'s latest mock draft. Sports Center 11 Eastern on ESPN and the ESPN app. Speaking of Sports Center, how about SVP the other night with his final remarks about Tom Izzo?
Brilliant take. You know, I always call SVP one of the GOATs in the game. And he was one of the first guys that gave me a platform to, you know, do what I'm doing today. So I'm forever grateful. But fast forward, when you talk about Coach Izzo, you talk about some of these great coaches that prepare these young boys to be men. You know, life after basketball and making that seamless transition and keeping a scoreboard of, you know, wins and losses. And the world isn't kind, man. And you're going to have to fight through adversity. You're going to have to pick yourself up. You're going to be told things that you don't want to hear. It's hard out there. And I thought he did an excellent job of breaking that down.
Alexander Strutting pushes it back to a 20-point lead for the Buffs.
I got to give a ton of credit to the State family for stepping up, you know, from Mo Pete to all those guys.
Draymond
Green, all of them stepping up in a major way for Coach Izzo, because that's a lost art. And you need tough love out there. You need coaches out there like that.
Mastani Pitt from deep with his third three. I'm sure you had a talking to like that from Jim Calhoun maybe once or twice.
Yeah, Coach Jim Calhoun, Max Good, Pat Riley, all these Hall of Fame coaches, they prepared me for life. And I'm able to be the best possible version of myself because the experiences and the time that I spent with them, and I carry on that tradition, and I've always been that way. That's why I tell people real resolve, and I give them a real answer and real perspective, and that's why they appreciate it. Another reason, that's why you have over 500 transfers, on the collegiate level every year, because they're running from situations, they're running from their truth sometimes. It's not even about playing time sometimes. It's just about just hearing the truth of your reality, and you think that you can go somewhere else and, skip past that. And, it's no shortcuts to success, man. You have to go through it. It's growing pains. It's all that.
Fourth foul on Alex Long. Shane Gatling at the stripe for the Buffaloes. 2 shots for Gatling, a junior. And this is a team, this Colorado club, and you've hinted at it, Karan, a bright future for Tad Boyle in Colorado. Next year, they do not lose any seniors. Naaman Wright is the only senior, really, and he's injured and hasn't been a big factor on the team this season. But then you add Dallas Walton back to the mix, who missed all the season, as the big man tearing his ACL. With the nucleus of McKinley Wright, Tyler Bay, Deshaun Schwartz, Evan Batty. This is going to be a dangerous team in the Pac-12 next year, Colorado.
Sure will. As long as they don't get comfortable. And you can see that they're hungry. You can see that Bay and Wright, he's going to be even better. Like I said, he's preparing for off-season surgery as soon as this season's out.
Jordan Butler will head to the line. Colorado foul, it's on Tyler Bay. Two shots for Jordan Butler, third team All-MEAC. 90th career start tonight for the senior, and what likely now is his final college game. He gets the bounce. Senior from Hartford, Connecticut. Second in Norfolk State history in block shots. Fifth in games played in the program history. We should point out that tonight, Alex Long, with his appearance in this game tonight, Alex Long appearing in his 134th career game in a Norfolk State uniform, has become the record holder for the school for all-time games played in a Norfolk State uniform. There's a foul on the perimeter against the Spartans, and there is Alex Long.
You know why he has that record? Because look, he's taking care of his body on the sideline right now, and that's the key to creating history and getting those type of achievements.
Eli Parquet's first points on the reverse.
You have to be available.
What's the best ability? Availability.
He's taking care of that right now. Massaging his own self.
And on the foul, it's Lucas Seward sending Armani Branch to the line. 5:16 to go. Texas awaiting the winner of this round 2 matchup. We're getting down to the final 8 of the NIT. And the quarterfinals. This is the last second round matchup. And the quarterfinal round still on campus site. And then the semifinals and the championship at Madison Square Garden. Norfolk State, normally a very good free throw shooting team, just 4 for 11 tonight. 4 for 12.
Look at that. Patience.
Jalen Kuntz off balance. He's had a good second half.
Really clever. Finishing in traffic.
And a foul by Kuntz on the three will send Mastani Pitt to the line to shoot three. It's Colorado right now with their largest lead of the night. 3 shots for Mastani Pitt, sophomore from Hampton, Virginia. Had a good run at the MEAC tournament, was all tournament team. 15 points a game in the conference tournament, although they came up short. Losing to North Carolina Central.
Kuntz knew that was coming. You know, as a competitor, Kuntz come, introduce him to a little hip hop, a little zigzag action, scores, and then look, Pitt comes right back, trying to make an opportunity happen and impose his will on the situation. Being competitive, he went right at him. Got poked in the eye on the 3-point opportunity. Guys still getting after it.
First ever game for Norfolk State against a Pac-12 opponent tonight.
That's what you call a shooter's
Or the second, I should say. As their first one was against Colorado the first time they met. It's the only Pac-12 school they've seen. Taken back by Schwartz. Jalen Kuntz. Off balance, tough runner from Armani Branch, and Lucas Seward clears. Along the baseline, Evan Batty tonight his first career double-double with 12 points, 10 rebounds. But misses the reverse and is slow to get up, and hustling back the other way. Norfolk State will go to the line. Evan Batty hobbling after missing that shot. But Jalen Kuntz high flying.
Levitate, levitate, levitate. And the team loving it.
This is what our version of financial planning looks like. Tomorrow's important, but she's only 7 once. Spend your life living. Find an advisor at northwesternmutual.com.
We go, Buffs by 20 here in the second round matchup as the winner will play Texas coming up on Wednesday night. A look at the NIT, and we're waiting for the final quarterfinal spot to be claimed. Good one tomorrow night in the Metroplex in Fort Worth. Creighton and TCU. Also Indiana, Wichita State, Lipscomb and NC State. And then Texas against our winner rounds out the quarterfinals of the NIT. And Evan Batty, his first career double-double, and a good sign, I guess. Karan, as they were stretching him out, it looked like it was a cramp, and that's why he had to come out.
Yeah, he's been playing remarkably well. To see him over there on the sideline, standing up on his own will, not headed to the back, got stretched out.
Getting some fluids.
Yeah, that's a good sign.
Nick Thomas at the line, the junior. Began his college career at Houston Baptist. 8th in the MEAC in scoring this year. And one more for Nick Thomas, who has 7 points. Second most threes in a season by a Norfolk State Spartan this year for Nick Thomas. Although the single season record holder is Derek Jamerson, who's been quiet tonight. Out of bounds, Colorado ball. There is Jamerson, just 2 points. And he came into tonight leading the country in three-point field goal percentage, over 51%.
Wow. That's when you're cooking.
And a steal for the Spartans. Firing a three. And it's Nick Thomas. So the steal and three. Now the trap coming.
You know, watching some of these games, it's not a knock to anyone, but look at the urgency down the stretch when you know the game is possibly over for you, and you want to, turn up a little bit and be a little more frantic on the defensive end of the floor. Imagine if you had that same urgency from the beginning.
Scotty Pitt, a miss. Colorado controls, and that light's at the end of the tunnel. You start to feel it. You start to see it. Alexander Strawning.
You see it so many times where you see teams get down, and then you don't want to get embarrassed. And you start slapping the floor and diving, and that urgency, you're trapping hard and running harder off cuts, and you're just like, come on.
In and out from Derek Jamerson on the three. Colorado trying to close out win number 23, and they've been dominant here at home this year. 14-2 in Boulder. Corner three, short from Deshaun Schwartz, and Alexander Strawning backs it out. And again, the shot clock goes to 20 after the offensive rebound. Jalen Kuntz poked out of bounds, 4 to shoot. As Robert Jones gets some of his regulars out here with 1:41 to go. George Butler leaves the floor for the final time as a Norfolk State Spartan. So does Derek Jamerson, getting a hug from their coach, Robert Jones. In a tough moment, they realize this is the end.
Yeah, that's tough. A tough pill to swallow, but the Butler, the Jones guys came out here and you fought your best battle, your best fight, gave your best effort. You don't have nothing to hang your head about.
128. A couple of free throws coming up. Joe Bryant Jr. Third foul on Eli Parquet. Next up for Tad Boyle and the Buffs into the quarterfinals, and a date with Shaka Smart's Texas Longhorns in a long ago conference matchup when Colorado and Texas were in the same league. We're back to the Big 8 days, Big 12. So rekindling an old rivalry. The offensive struggles for Norfolk State tonight. And a team that normally shoots the ball well, especially from deep, but it just hasn't been there. Tonight, for the Spartans, who've had a terrific season, regular season champs in the MEAC, and 22 wins this year.
Yeah, you got a lot of positives and things that you can be proud of. So many all-conference guys on your team.
And a foul on Alexander Strawning of Colorado. And free throws for Norfolk State at the other end. They had the disappointment of losing in the conference tournament to North Carolina Central, and then had to put that behind them, which isn't easy. It's okay, a lot of the attention on the number 1 seeds in an NIT because they're the first 4 teams that are left out, right? And it takes them a little while to put the disappointment of not making the big dance behind them. And I saw it firsthand with TCU the other night in their first round game. The first 10 minutes or so, Jamie Dixon's team was a little out of sorts. They didn't have the emotion. But then they started to get the feel for the game again.
Those juices start kicking in.
Yep. And once that happened, they were ready to play. And they got after Sam Houston State and put them away and had a solid second round win. And the emotions that Robert Jones and Norfolk State had to deal with because of the disappointment of being the regular season champs in their league, but then losing in the conference tournament from a league that's just a one-bid league.
It happens like that sometimes. But to their credit, you got to have a short memory. You have to have a memory of absolutely remembering what happened, but at the same time, you got to have a short memory and forgetting and moving forward. Taking those experiences and some of the things you can take with you and learn from those experiences and go out there and move forward.
And hugs on the Norfolk State bench for Alex Long, who leads as the all-time record holder for games played. And a Norfolk State uniform, 134th career game tonight. Lucas Seward at the line. One more for Seward. And a guy who struggled here toward the end of the year, lost his spot in the starting lineup to Evan Batty, and has been trying to regain the confidence from losing that spot as Tad Boyle is able to empty the bench here. A.J. Martinka comes in. Benin Ursek also in for Colorado. And also checking in for Colorado is Aiden McQuaid.
You're a bad man, Roxy. You're a bad man.
Got to give the walk-on some love, right?
I love it. You're a bad man. You did that without even looking.
It's called a have no life. Scotty Pitt from downtown. And the rebound. A.J. Martinka.
Get you one up.
Let's see if Benin Ursek launches. The native of Austria and Vienna.
You don't want a shot clock violation. Get you one up.
Somebody's got to shoot it.
Somebody got to shoot it. Get you one up. You got a standing ovation going right now.
All three walk-ons. Give me the rock. Let me do it. But Eli Parkett goes down the lane and draws the foul. And all the walk-ons. Come on, man.
Come on, man.
I'm getting my 40 seconds of glory here.
They actually would have made it too, I'm telling you.
Eli Parkett at the line. And the updated bracket, so we'll push Colorado into the quarters. And they'll play Texas Wednesday night. The Irwin Center. Now, if you were in the game, would you have given it to a walk-on?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm looking at the situation. I probably would have had 20 to 25 right now. I mean,
in all likelihood, you would not have been in the game.
Yeah, but 2 more points not going to help. I would have gave it to him.
Joe Bryant Jr., a 3. And the final points of the night. And a 76-60 victory, the Colorado Buffaloes. Tad Boyle, win number 23. They play Texas in the quarterfinals of the NIT on Wednesday night. For my partner, Karan Butler, our entire ESPN crew, Roxy Bernstein saying so long from Boulder. 76-60, the Buffs win it. Now to second round NCAA women's action. Stanford and BYU from Maples Pavilion.